What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Booth Podcast, the podcast where we talk about life, love, and the deep topics you can't talk about with anyone else. I'm your host, Ken. Along with me is my co-host,
Dom.
And today we'll be talking about the recent MCU movie called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Amazing ass movie.
Amazing.
And we'll talk about Simu Liu as an individual and what he does for the Asian community. And we have a little surprise somewhere near the end. So stay tuned and hope you guys enjoy the video. So Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now first, let's talk about Simu Liu and what he's done.
I love that guy. I want to start off by saying I love that man. It's so weird. It's like you know how people go like, oh my gosh, I love Tom Holland. He has that same energy and charisma.
That and becomes like, for me, it's like, you're from Toronto. Well, Saga, but still Toronto.
Still Canada.
You know?
He's from here.
Yeah,
and
like,
he's
come
like,
on, yo, represent.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and for being Asian, bro.
Yeah.
And like, aside from the film, like what he's done, like on the side, like, you know, his story, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but basically he was an accountant, right? Financial accountant, whatsoever. His parents, I think they were like a really good paying job, like I think aerospace engineer, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then he didn't want to like do anything like that.
Yeah.
But you know he got fired, right?
Yeah, I did not know. I thought he quit, but okay.
So like, I was watching his interview with the 25th E or something like that.
Okay.
So he said like, yeah, I got fired from my financial job, my accounting job, because he was an actor on the side. Well, like, you know, background character.
He's doing like stock footage and stuff like that. He's an extra, yeah.
So like he got a call like during one of his shifts or like the day of, like, hey, come in, blah blah blah. So he took it, got fired because, you know, he didn't show up for work. I'm like, respect, because that means you're really believing in your dream, you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, you know, as a background, you may not be getting paid as much. I'm not too sure. Can't quote me on that. But, you know, he's like following his dreams, like count it. Then, you know, I think we all know, played Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, like the little kid
I don't know if you
birthdays.
saw this, but it was Phil from Wong Fu Productions.
Oh yeah.
Because if you guys don't know, Phil from Wong Fu has actually like had Simu a part of a lot of Wong Fu projects. If you guys don't know Wong Fu, what are you doing? Go check them out. Greatest Asian channel to do short films. Anyways, back to that. He posted saying like he did Spider-Man as a side gig.
Yeah.
To save up for money to go to LA.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he saved up money to go to LA to become an actor. And then he also reached out to like Phil, like with a bunch of cold emails, like a bunch of emails going like, I want to be a part of like the Asian like creator group or whatever, like media group.
Yeah.
So that I can like be a part of projects and so on and so forth.
Hey man,
And
putting in the work, respect.
Yeah,
that.
he really. I mean, like that just shows like put yourself out there as much as you can. Like if you really want it, go get it, right? And he really did that. Now we got our first Asian superhero in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And yo, I hate all you guys who are dissing Shang-Chi. Like, oh, it's gonna be a flop like
100%,
before and everything like that. Like, dude, fuck off. You know, Shang-Chi was amazing.
I think the only reason why it kind of like went down in terms of promotion and stuff like that was because Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh no, yeah.
The trailer came out the same day of release. It was kind of annoying, but besides that, like I was still super excited, like very excited about this movie because not only did this, I don't know if you've seen it. It was in a video that he posted on TikTok when he started his day of training.
Oh no, but yeah, he was like learning how to like punch and like move and everything. I think I saw that. Yeah,
it's very inspiring as a martial artist myself.
Yeah.
Like watching a guy like that like taking a completely normal guy.
Yeah,
And
I mean, he looks like a normal guy.
Very
like,
normal guy.
Listen.
Yeah, and then he went on to just like this is the biggest thing for the Asian community.
Yeah,
Like, he's done so much.
And not even that, but like he broke the stigma.
Yeah,
You know, the whole stigma, like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Asians can like relate to this, where their parents want them to become like something safe, secure, you know, good paying job, benefits and whatever. The heart is there, but it's mostly looking out for, they're looking out for you, but not really for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't want him to become an actor, right? But you know, he broke through that, and now look at him, like one of the highest paid actors for like Asians, probably. Not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think that's fucking amazing.
And it's crazy because that story resonates with the actual film. Like there's a scene where, spoiler alert, there's a scene where they're in the Asian household of Awkwafina's character, and then they're like, when are you gonna get a real job?
Oh yeah, that's
And then even the best friend was like, oh, like, you know, I went to law school and I gave up that life while you guys are still valet drivers. And it was like, you guys are so talented, but you're not willing to go that extra mile and see how, like, what you're made of or whatever. And in that movie, it goes from 0 to 100. He goes from a valet parking guy to like some next level, like the Avatar. Like,
yeah, that's basically
that's what it was. It was like I'm laughing because I made an Avatar reference and I haven't watched the show. Side note. Anyways, you were saying yes, amazing guy.
Oh, dude. Also this. During the whole like Asian hate crime when there was like rising like around the world,
Yes.
he actually wrote a speech, I think, or like something on
yeah?
social media. Like the post will be like right here. You guys can feel free to read it. And I think him as an individual, what he's done for like Asians, like standing up for them. He fights, he defends, he promotes. Like it's just crazy. Like he's doing so much to like help the Asian community, and he's like amazing.
He's so much of a role model to us. Like you guys don't understand. And excuse me, to see that Phil again from Wong Fu say that they've had so many talks, and he knows how passionate Simu is about making an impact as an Asian man, is just like everything that every other Asian person wants. Like the only person that we've ever had to really do that for us was Bruce Lee, and that was like ages ago.
Yeah.
That was like almost 40 years ago. No, that was like almost 50 years ago. Sorry. And it
was a long time before we're born.
It was very long time. And we haven't had a person like that in a while.
Yeah.
So for it to be Simu, I think is just the best thing that could have ever done. Like could have happened.
No,
for the
yeah,
Asian
definitely.
community. Because again, like I remember only seeing him in my first film class. I saw him on Kim's Convenience. Yeah. And I was like, wow, like this guy's funny. Like I love this guy's character. And now all of a sudden he's in the MCU. It's just the craziest transition in the past. Like what? Like he was
5-10 years of his life.
Yeah, he was in what? Kim's Convenience around like 2016-ish.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I think his audition was in 2018 or 2019, around there. And then that's when he got the role. And I think that's, dude.
It just makes me feel so proud as an Asian seeing Simu Liu. You know, I don't even call him Shang-Chi. I call him his actual name.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's. I think it's good because you know, like people. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. I feel like people like me, like, oh, Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Yeah,
like, that's how I know him. Like, but for him, it's like this is Simu Liu. He's not Shang-Chi. It's Simu Liu. There's like a whole difference.
Yeah.
And I think that was great. Like people are calling you by your name.
And yeah, I don't know. We're just gassing this guy up at this point. Like he's just and Ken wanted me to bring it up because it's very true. Like Simu as an individual, as well, and what he's done in the Asian community, as like in the world of film, like the film industry, that's very much of what I've been wanting to do.
Yeah.
I recently just pitched a film to my school because there's this whole thing going on and like, oh, you want to make a film? Well, you guys got to show us that you really want it and you got to work for it.
Spoiler alert, dude, guys, this film amazing. Best one. Calling you right now, manifest it. Best film out of the rest.
Well, I'm trying to be humble here and just like,
I'm trying to be cocky.
I'm gonna let my work do the talking for me.
There you go. Anyways, go on.
But yeah, a lot of the things that went into why I wanted to make this film was I remember way back around like October time. I was like, I looked at their film production reel, like they're showing like all these other people that done film, and I'm like, there's a lot of Caucasian folks. Like there's a lot of white people.
Yeah.
Where's our people of color? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first. Because even when you walk around, again, I have to do a much more deeper look. This is just what I remember. There's a lot of white faces.
Yeah.
There's no hate to, that side. I just want to be able to be like, yo, any other Asian people that want to be interested in making it into this school or into film, just know I can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what Simu has done. Literally, a part of my pitch was like, the only like Asian representation we've had lately was this.
Yeah.
It was Shang-Chi. And watching that movie made me even more inspired to make this film. It's just, guys, you got to watch this movie. It's so good. It's so good. And he's amazing in it. And I honestly don't think I would have pressed forward with this film if it wasn't for the impact that Shang-Chi has already made on everybody. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can
Simu,
say.
if you see this, yo, we love you.
We love you.
We'd love to have you as a guest here, but I don't think we can afford you. So if you want to do it for free, email, link in bio. That's fine. Well, yeah.
Simu, if you see this post, comment below, bro. We love you. We love you.
Represent.
So now we're about to talk about why Shang-Chi just like has a huge influence on the Asian community as a whole. Because not only does like, you know, yeah, Simu Liu being the first Asian representative be like a huge thing, but it's like him being that representative and putting more Asian culture, even though it wasn't like, I guess, authentic. It was a little more mystical. Just even having like a bunch of the cast Asian.
Oh yeah.
Kind of just makes you go, wow, like we have a chance at being on the screen.
Yeah.
And like you were about to say before, like, wow, like I get to see, like my kids get to see an Asian hero on screen and not have to think about like, wow, only white people get to be the main character. It's like we get to also.
Like I think it was in like a bunch of TikToks too. Like I saw, where like you know, Asian dads like, this film represents a lot. It means a lot to me because one, I get to see Asian representation, like, and my kids get to see it growing up, right? Like they've had their fair share, you know, from here and there, but like for our kids, like they're a lot more hopeful, right? And he mentioned like, my kid is gonna dress up as Shang-Chi for Halloween. And like, I'm thinking about like, I don't think anyone else or like, you know, ever dressed up as like something like Asian representation wise.
Yeah, the only person that us Asians really wanted to dress up as was like Spider-Man, because
for me it's Power Rangers. But yeah, go on.
The symbol of Spider-Man, at least when like you think about it, like Stan Lee made Spider-Man in a way where it's like anyone can wear the mask. Well, now we have an Asian hero, so now it's like now anyone can be Shang-Chi. Any Asian boy that grows up goes go, wow, I want to. And they did it for not just Shang-Chi, they did it for his sister.
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Like his sister now, a girl can look at that character.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, wow, women can be badass. Like even Aquafina's character goes, no, like she was saying, oh, so you just ran away at 16 and built the empire by yourself? It's like, yeah, badass. Like that was one of my favorite. Like, yes, like, you know, woman empowerment too. Like it wasn't just like, oh, like, you know, she was just a side character. No, she is.
Like she was like, yeah, she was a side character, but felt like she was more of like compelled with the main character at the same time. Really, she was like in every scene, like after they met up.
Yeah, and I like the things that she said. She goes, I was never allowed to train with the boys, but I saw what they did, copied it, and did it better. I was like,
like that. I'm like sitting here doing like, dude, that's fucking amazing. I want to try that too. Whoosh.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm like, I'd probably die, but you know, I'll pass on that.
I even saw the actor like she trained with that. It looks beautiful.
Damn.
Anyways, but yeah, like this movie does a lot in terms of like not just the boys, the girls have someone too, right? And they even had the funny character. They had to add it, even though no offense to Aquafina, not a. I mean, this is actually offense to the writers, I guess. Not all of it hit for me.
What do you mean?
Not all the jokes hit.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I mean, she was funny. She's a funny person.
Well, 100%.
But I don't think like the jokes that they were giving her were like that funny.
Yeah, like someone said that. I wish that they didn't interrupt. With the whole like, would you like beef or vegetarian?
Oh, that I got kind of annoyed. Like, dude, just tell the story, man.
Just tell the story. Yeah, that's what a lot of people said, and I was like, I found it kind of funny. Yeah. The way she told off the bitch was like, so it seems like we ran out of beef. What would you like? Vegetarian, because that's the only one they got. Like, I was like, exactly, bitch. Like it was, I don't know. Aquafina there was like really funny. Yeah, I liked it, but I get where you guys were coming from. But yeah, no. And they did little scenes about like, when Simu got to the apartment for Aquafina's like family, he like took off his shoes, and they do a close up of that shot of like him taking off his shoes, and I was like, wow. Yeah,
when Dom told me that, I'm like, I was amazed. Like I didn't pay attention to that. Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure in a bunch of Asian families, you know, you have to before you enter the house, always take off your shoes regardless.
Always,
never go inside with like outside shoes, right? Because like growing up as a kid. Yeah, we were, you know, taught to do that. I'm still gonna do it. But like in a lot of TV shows, like Good Luck Charlie, they go in with like their shoes on them. Yeah. You know, on the couch. I'm like, that's dirt.
That's dirt. Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah, I saw. I mean, like I've been around like other cultures in Canada. I think it's an American thing.
Probably
because I've seen like people in LA. They just like they roam with their shoes on. Like it's normalized there. Whereas like here, it's like. Dog, that's kind of dirty, bro.
It is, especially the streets of Toronto.
Yep. Unless I guess I understand LA, but like they specifically did a close up of that shot, and I was like, wow. And then they did they did so many funny scenes in that one family scene. They didn't even like you have to nitpick it, but there was one where it was like oh, he pulled like Simu like, oh, when are you two getting married?
Oh yeah,
And I was
dude,
like,
that gets asked a lot.
yeah, surprisingly.
And like not even like when you two getting married, but like if you ever like go to like some for us Filipino gatherings, like I cannot. You have girlfriend yet? I'm like no, tita. And I'm like, don't ask that, please. It's gonna be no.
Yeah, dude, no. And they did the thing where it was like, oh, when are you guys gonna get real jobs? They did that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I already brought it up earlier, but yeah, they did that a
Mhm.
lot. And I was looking at this movie like, wow, I
Like
felt
it hits home
it does hit
a lot
home.
more, especially because we can relate,
Yeah.
right? And it's just being Asian, seeing it produced, like it's just amazing what it's doing for the community itself. Like I think I told you about this too earlier. Like the amount of Asians gathering together to watch it, to me it was like I was like amazed. I was like fanatical about it. Like going like I went with my friend Ian, right? And we're really I'm like, oh my god, Asians everywhere. Where the ABGs at? But I wasn't interested in that. I was more interested in the movie. Wink.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I just felt more happy. I felt more home. Seeing my culture there. Although I'm not like Chinese or anything like that. I'm Filipino, but we're still Asian.
Yeah.
It's like great seeing like Asian representation and like what it's doing, bringing people
100%.
together, old, young.
Yeah.
I just feel more happy like about it.
yeah.
Because like growing up, like for me, so born in Canada, right? But then, I wasn't. There was never too much like Filipino culture growing up. It's more just like at home, but even then, it wasn't really represented well
Okay.
until I think around grade 1.
Mhm.
I went to my mom sent me to the Philippines for like 8 months or so, and I'm like, oh, I love it here, blah blah blah. I'm like, and then I guess looking back at it, I'm like, oh, this is what it means to be Filipino. Where for those you don't know, we have for Christmas Pasco, we have like the little star, the little
Yeah.
that thing right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I found that pretty cool, and like my family situation in Philippines, they're making the most and hard, and they're working hard, but making the most of the situation, always having fun.
Yeah.
Every time I looked at my grandma or whatever, she was always smiling,
Yeah.
laughing, whatsoever. I'm like, damn, I love this place, right?
Yeah.
And we're just making the most of the situation. I guess that's where I got like my creative side from.
Okay.
Because like I mean, yeah, I like designing clothes, and like I can't afford things like that, so I'll make it myself or try to do that. So I guess I got that from my family. And like growing up Filipinos, like you're more hardworking, you're appreciative,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, damn.
And it's just wild. Like if you see the way that they act when Christmas starts rolling around,
Mm-hmm.
they just are the most grateful people
Yeah.
ever. And it's like, wow, like they could just be happy with anything. Like,
No,
like
really,
you said. Yeah. And I guess that's where I get my whole like, I don't buy too much clothes. Like I'm not like a guy that goes like, okay, I want to get this, I want to buy this, I just care about, man, I had a pretty good coffee today. Like that was it.
Like the little things.
Little things. And
Yeah.
like I just don't think too much about every like next thing. Like
Yeah.
where like here it's westernized to be a little bit more materialistic. Back
Mhm.
there, like no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
bro.
like back then, I remember I was playing with my cousins. We'd play with like the bottle caps from the bottles, right?
Yeah.
Like the metal ones. We'd like smash it, and it'd be like a flat chip. And then we'd like flip it, or like we'd do this thing. We go like this. I forgot what it's called. You like smack the ground, it flips, you win, something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
And then we make our own like fixed hacky sack, where it's like the 2 coins,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
2
yeah.
pesos, and then you have the
Yeah.
little string.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this so much fun?
Yeah, just the little
You know?
things. Just the little
Yeah,
things. It was
like,
great.
I was just fascinated by Filipino culture. But then after that, I'm like, damn, I'm Filipino. I should be more happy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I embraced it more. Yeah, I know I mock sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, our culture's great, dude. It's
Yeah.
actually I fucking love our culture.
Oh, dude, definitely. Especially like, in Toronto, we call it Little Manila, but Bathurst and Wilson,
Oh yeah.
like a heavily populated Filipino area.
I grew up there, bro.
Yeah. And like
love
I
it.
love going there because my dentists are there too, right? But I love
yeah?
seeing like the amount of Filipinos there. They know everyone there.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
I remember like everyone in my apartment when I used to live there. I knew everybody.
Mhm.
I got babysatted by the 3rd floor, 2nd floor. Like I knew everybody,
Uh-huh.
bro. It was a great community.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I love food. Food is just amazing. I love going there for the food.
Yeah, the
Just
food's
smell,
great,
not
bro.
even eating, just smelling.
yeah,
It's just being Asian just makes me happy.
Yeah.
Happier, especially after this
100%. Another thing that they did in this film, I don't know if anyone caught this, but like for me personally, the whole situation with their dad, like so
Mhm.
the main villain is the dad, right?
Yeah,
And that's as Asian as it can get.
that's true.
Whereas like I know it's like done in like, Shakespeare where it's like the villain is the father or whatever, like it's been done before in other stories. This one, it was funny because you see tough love
at its
and,
finest.
and it was real. Like his dad
Yeah.
really loved both of them and wanted them to be a family again.
Mhm.
Everything he did was for love at that point.
Yeah.
As soon as he met his wife,
Mhm.
it was nothing about I'm evil. There's a very deeper level to that character. It was there was a lot of depth,
Yeah.
you know? And at the end, when you know his only goal in the whole film was to release his mother
And like make them all become a whole family.
Become a whole
again.
family.
Like the
That's-
intention is there. It's great.
right, it's great. Like that's set up perfectly. And I remember you said like, oh, I wish they fought more. I do too. That would have been great action wise. But in the story, to see his dad sacrifice himself
Yeah.
and give him the rings, that was just like I know I haven't been the best dad, but let me pass this on to you because I love you and I want you to protect yourself. Boom.
Mm.
And it was so good. It was so well done. I actually cried, not at that part, but but that part already got me like, wow,
Yeah, yeah.
like that's really good. And then the part where they start riding the dragon, and then he's holding on to his sister, and she's like, "Let me go." And it's like, "I'm never leaving you again." And I was like, no, that teared me, bro.
If you guys haven't watched that, you wouldn't get that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that comes out randomly, but
Uh-huh.
that scene,
That scene was so good. Like
they built it up very
yeah, because like
nicely.
a lot of Asian families we're really closed off. Like we don't show our emotions too much to each other.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about you guys, but like a lot of Asian families they don't say I love you, right? But like we know like they love us.
I don't think they said I love you at all in the whole film. Whereas like I think if you see any like other white films like I love you, dad, I
Yeah.
love you. He's like, no, they don't say that at all. It was like it was said through subtext. It was always like
Yeah.
underlying like him just saying like I don't ever want to leave you again is I love you even though like we spent years apart, like you're my sister. I think like you said, like family like Asian families are a little bit closed off. I think that's partly true in terms of like father to son or whatever,
Yeah.
like parents to their kids. But I think the kids are very close.
Oh no, 100%. Especially if like I'm pretty sure, well, for me it's like a common enemy. We start getting close, but you don't think of them as the enemy, but it's like
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so
so like
true.
you're like, oh, my mom did this. She said this.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, she did that to me too, and you guys
Yeah.
kind of get closer.
I think it's through circumstance that like you drop everything. You realize, dude, we're family. Why are we fighting like this? Like as you saw like in the movie, like they just were like nothing else matters. Like we gotta watch out for dad because dad's getting crazy. Right?
Yeah.
He thinks we could save mom, and they get closer there. Like even though they were kind of forced to getting closer, they get closer there, and they form this bond. Even through seeing their aunt, like their bond is getting stronger.
Yeah.
And I think that's so well portrayed as like that's the Asian like family thing. Like I don't know, it's not a stereotype, I would say. It's more like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
I don't see other families like that. I don't know. Prove me wrong. I don't know.
I mean, no, I don't think too many families are like that.
I think it's more Asian.
I mean, from what we've seen, so
Well,
it's a little biased right now.
Yeah, a little personal experience. I don't know about
Yeah.
other Asian families, but I think that's it captures it very well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that's also why the actor that plays the father, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. But I just know that him as an actor did not want to ever play the Asian dad, but he picked this one. Like he didn't want to even do a Western movie. Like he didn't want to do a Hollywood movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He picked this one.
Wow.
Yeah,
And he played a great part.
Oh, 100%.
Like, dude, the ending scene, like it was like,
Yeah,
it was not even a smile. It was like,
I would argue
straight face.
I would argue that not only was this like top, I said top 3 standalone MCU movies. Don't even get me started, bro. Captain America: Civil War was an Avengers movie. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Black Panther wasn't as good as everyone thought. Don't get me started. Anyways, top 3 standalone MCU movies, and I would say him as the villain was probably like one of the best. Top 3 also. Like Thanos.
both statements.
Yeah, Loki, but he was really top notch. Like he had that emperor like type vibe.
But like you can feel like as soon as he got on the screen, you can see like this guy's immense. He's just like he's scary, and he looks like a regular person, but you can feel the power through the screen.
100%.
Like he's like dominating your head. Like he's in your head.
Yeah,
already.
I think they say this. They go him as an actor is very powerful with not even the words he's saying, just his eyes.
Yeah, I think it's the eye bags. Anyways.
Or the smolder. Like he just
Yeah.
had like a very like a very like strong look.
And like his eyes is like I can kill you anytime I want.
Yeah.
It's like you are weaker than me.
He had a very Asian dad look.
Yeah.
But also evil Asian
Mm.
dad look. Yeah, no, this film is all around A+ for me, at least. Like again, I think you told me that a bunch of like China's not liking the film, like their reviews are not so
Yeah, like I
cool
only
on
read
it.
the screen. I didn't watch the video, but a lot of it's like I guess misleading. I'm not too sure. Can't quote me on that.
Well, whatever the case is, like Shang-Chi's character comes from America. Like I mean, he comes from China, but then he like goes to like he lives his teenage life, like his growing years as an American. So in that sense, for me, I think that Shang-Chi's more Western, more of a Western take on the character. So for me personally, I thought it was like pretty authentic. I think the authenticity throughout the whole thing was very beautifully done. And yes, as a film student, I love this film. I think it's top tier. I think even the writing and everything, just everything is great. Where do you rank it?
10 out of 5 stars.
Sounds-
Amazing.
I
Listen. I'm not a film critic. I just like movies. But this, it's just because, well, yeah, being biased because he's Asian. But either way, amazing film.
I want to say I was being biased, but no, I genuinely think this movie's great. Like, that's just how it is.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Booth Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode of us, glamorizing and fantasizing and like.
Just gassing up Simu. Yeah, I have a man crush on Simu.
No, me too, bro. Every time Simu comes on my feed, I'm like, I'm proud of you. Like, comment, retweet, share.
Save.
I don't care. Save. Since you guys an end, one of my favorite clips from him, not even a clip, is this tweet with Marvel. Hey, Marvel, contact me.
I love it. Manifestation.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys loved it. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to tune to our Spotify and all link to our socials. Follow us. Watch our TikTok videos, highlights of this coming soon. Or it's already out. I don't know. Anyways, it's been the Booth Podcast with your host, Ken.
And
Have a good
peace out.
That works.